Hey there, 1 second. Okay, well, hey, welcome back to another video lesson. Today, we're going to take a look at Neil Young's song. Wait, which one was it? Harvest Moon! That's it. Not to be confused with his earlier album, Harvest, of almost the same name. Harvest Moon, that's the one. That's what we're doing. Yeah, that's the ticket. So, great song. Really not too difficult to play, but it does have a couple of interesting things in it that kind of make it a little different than just your usual strum, strummy, strum kind of song. First thing I'm going to point out is that when Neil does this, he tunes his 6th string down to D. That's right, drop D tuning. But we're not going to bother with that. I'm going to show you how to do this in standard tuning. It's only going to require one small, little, almost infinitesimal change. That won't really upset the balance of things too much. So let's take a look at what we need to get this song done. The song is going to start up here, way up here on fret 10 and 11. I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do the intro. The intro sounds like this. And we're going to be coming back to that all throughout the song. Now, the way I prefer to do this is to put my second finger. Oh, and if you can't see what I'm doing with my fingers, I'm going to talk through everything I do, so don't worry about that. Second finger on fret 10 of string 2 and my third finger on fret 11 of string 3. I'm going to be playing string 4 open and string 1 open. So we have that form. Then to that I'm adding my pinky on fret 12 of string 2. And then finally I'm going to take my pinky off and I'm going to add my first finger to fret, what fret is that? Fret 9 of string 1. So there's the 3 little chord shapes for the intro. Just like that. Now the strum pattern on that goes like this. So what we have happening here is we have down, then put your pinky on fret 12, then down, up, down. Take your pinky off, put your first finger on fret, what was that, 9? Yeah, 9. Fret 9 is string 1 and go. So that starts with an upstroke. Up, down, up, up, down, up. Same thing twice, right? Now, I'm working in the open first string there, but if you don't happen to hit it, it's fine. In fact, what you really want is to emphasize the melody notes. And a lot of the times when I use my pinky on fret 12, I'm actually muting string 1 so that note comes out like this. Like that. Now, if you have trouble with this, you can do it this way. You can use, it's the same thing except different fingering. You can put your first finger on fret 10 of string 2, your second finger on fret 11 of string 3, and you can use your pinky or your third, whichever is more comfortable, to get that top note. So you can go like this. And then for the third shape, just shift everything so your first finger is on fret 9 of string 1, your second finger is on fret 10 of string 2, and your third finger is on fret 11 of string 3. So there's 2 different ways you can do the intro. Now when the singing starts and he gets into the first verse, just grab yourself an old E minor chord down here at fret 2 and very much your old kind of sit around the campfire and sing cowboy songs kind of strum pattern here. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of concentrating on my first downstroke on the 6th string, or the, you know, the 6th and the 5th and the 4th. Then down, up, then down, up, down, up. So low string, high strings, low strings, high strings, right? Just like that. Then we come to the first little break, and he's going to do a riff down here by the D chord, very similar to the intro riff, but just, you know, different notes. Now here's the only place we're going to vary from what Neil does on the record, because we're not playing with a low D string. What he usually does here is he goes, which sounds great if you've got a low D string under there, but if you don't, you lose that bottom D. So what we're going to do is, instead of hitting this E to F sharp note on our 4th string, we're just going to transpose it up an octave and hit it on the 1st string, which actually works beautifully. It's going to sound like this. What I'm doing here, when I start out, I'm playing the D chord, but I'm not bothering with my 2nd finger on string 1. I'm not even using it. I'm just going to go, so downstroke on D. Then I'm going to remove my 3rd finger from string 2, and I'm going to replace it with my 2nd finger on fret 2, and go down, up, down. So that's pretty much a C major 7 chord, or I'm sorry, a D major 7 chord there. So down, down, up, down. Then I'm going to grab my D chord again with still the 1st string open and go. So that's open 1st string, up, down, up. Then put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string like you normally would to play a D chord, and finish it off. Up, down, up, down. So all together we have this. The only other thing I might add is, when I'm doing that, I'm only going as far as string 2, and I'm kind of somewhat using the curve of my 1st finger to mute string 1, just in case I hit that by accident. So I'm really just relying heavily on getting the notes out on string 2 to make this melodic part sound like it should. Of course, you know, not for the last part where you need the 1st string. The only other thing to that I might add is something else I found that works really well for that part, that I like to throw in sometimes, is a little variation that goes like this. And what I'm doing there is I'm starting out with the same 2-fingered D with, you know, no 1st string that we had. And instead of going, what I'm doing is I'm going, then I'm adding my pinky onto fret 4 of string 3, I'm sorry, and going. So down, add the pinky, down, up, down, and then finishing it off the exact same way as we were doing with the other one. Either one of those works great for that spot. Now, before we get into playing along with Neil here, you probably saw me doing this on the intro, and you'll definitely hear him doing it because, hey, he's in the studio and he's overdubbing. But you're going to hear something that sounds like this. And the reason it sounds like that is, that's it. That's what he's doing. It's harmonics, right? On fret 12 of string 1, 2, 3, 4, and then dropping down to fret 7 of string 5. So, just like that. Ooh, but not like that. Don't do that. just like that. So if you're playing this by yourself, I mean, obviously you can't, do that without having the whole bottom drop out from under you, which will not sound good, especially if you're singing or someone else is trying to sing while you play. However, if you have another friend playing with you, you're both playing guitar, one of you can do that. It'll sound great. So I'm going to play along from the intro up until the next change that comes in the song, just so you can see what we've been talking about in action. So I'm going to, go back to the beginning here. I'm going to jump in and play along with Neil and hope I get it right. He's going to start before me. I'm going to have to rush. See? I told you. Here we go. Four times. There's the harmonics, huh? Here. Back to G. Back to the intro. Now we come to the chorus. So you'll notice just before I go on to the chorus that the second part of the verse is exactly the same, except instead of doing E minor, we're doing a G chord, same strumming and everything, and instead of doing the, we've gone back to the intro riff. So now we come to the chorus. It's going to start with an A7 suspended fourth chord, which is fancy talk for saying put your second finger on fret 2 of string 4 and your pinky on fret 3 of string 2, and only play from string 5 down, so don't play string 6. Same strumming pattern. And take your pinky off and replace it with your third finger, 1 fret lower, on fret 2 of string 2. Do that again. Moon. That's the pirate version. Arr. And then you're back to. So that, believe it or not, that's all you need for this song. Those are all the parts. What you have to do is remember the form. There's a couple of verses, there's a couple of choruses, there's a harp solo. That's fancy blues talk for harmonica, for any of you out there that ain't hip enough to know that. Harp solo. Don't call it a harmonica, it's a harp. Blues harp. So, I'm just going to play along from the beginning with the song. I may call things out, I may not. Just watch what I do. And this is how it's done. If you're not Neil Young and you're not playing in drop D tuning, this is how it's done. Okay, ready? Here we go. do at least once. Chord for the harp solo. And to end, I just did a D chord with a higher note in it. I've got my third finger on fret 7 of string 3, my pinky on fret 7 of string 2, first finger on fret 5 of string 1 and the open D string. Just like that. So there you go. Harvest Moon, Neil Young. Great song. You know, just real cool if you're sitting around jamming outside with people with acoustic guitars. Chances are more than a few of them will know this song, so you'd be in good company. So there you go. Have fun with this one. It's a fun song. Now go practice. Quit looking at me. Show's over. Nothing to see here. Move along. You got practicing to do. Go on. Get to it. I'll see you next time. And if you didn't practice, I'll be able to tell. So if I were you, I'd get going right now. Go on. Go on. Go practice. Yeah.